What up, what up, what up? What is happening, good people? Welcome to this live Monday edition of Herb and Two alongside the artistic Tucson Warner.
Look at that, boy.
My name is Herb.
I see the growth.
You know, it's a Monday. You know, tomorrow it'll be the asshole.
Yeah, whatever.
But we appreciate y'all for tuning in to this edition of Herb and Two. This is where we get together. We talk about issues currently impacting the black community. We talk about how those issues impact us as individuals and also how they impact us as a collective. And along with your help, we talk through these issues in hopes of finding the optimum solutions for overcoming said issues. Again, overcome them as individuals, but perhaps more importantly, at least for the sake of this conversation, overcome them as a collective. Thank you so very, very much for choosing to be a part of this conversation. As always, your input is valued. It is appreciated. Anything you want to add to the show, feel free to do so. We will read through as many of your comments as possible while we go through the show. Good afternoon, Mother. Thank you for tuning in. We always appreciate you. Again, this is Herb and Two. It is intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. Please make sure you take a quick second to like the broadcast, make sure you subscribe to the page, and set the alert so you get reminders every time the page goes live. And share the conversation with somebody that you think will add value to or find value in it. My name is Herb. His name is Two. What's happening, good brother?
What's up, family? I'm blessed and highly favored, man. Tired of shit, but I'm maintaining.
I'm dragging today, man. I was late getting to the studio. We've been doing good on getting to the studio, you know, early and getting everything set up. Shout out to P and Ron. They always on point.
Yeah, shout out to them, but the bar is very low. The bar is very low. I just want us to know that.
What do you mean?
We're congratulating ourselves for being on time to something we've been doing for 5 years. The bar is very low.
Yeah, I'm not congratulating myself. I'm saying we have been doing it.
We got to raise the bar.
I'm saying they.
I was irritated. I ain't gonna lie, because I was in the chat like, hey, everybody.
And the nerve of you to be irritated about people not responding to the chat, because you are the most notorious non-chat responder on the team.
That's why when I respond to the chat, it's special.
I don't talk much, so when I do, I expect y'all to listen and respond.
Listen.
Either way, man, P and Ron be dope, man. They be on business. We both coming up to the door, putting the key in the door, like, is anybody here? They in here. Whole studio's set up, laid out.
I'm proud of them, man.
Umpteen cameras in places and lights and
especially
things
our
going
youngest
on.
boy over there. Man, look at the growth.
Oh, he is growing up. He is growing up. Just the other day, we had to teach him how to tie shoes, but he is coming along.
Get a key.
He is coming along. Shout out to E too, man. I hung out with E. We was at Soho Saturday night.
Yeah, what's that?
Shout Jay Illa was there spinning. That's it. You know, so Jay Illa's the homie and fucking world class DJ. So when Jay's spinning somewhere, I tend to check it out if I can.
With the bougie elites, huh?
Our wonderful accountant is calling.
That's not good. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
I have no idea.
We might be, I don't know.
You know, when the accountant calls, it's either great or terrible.
It's one of those.
There's no in between when she calls. They be like, oh shit.
What are the others?
Oh great. Either way, she should know that we're doing this right now. But point is, hung out with E at Soho. Yeah, it'd be some of that, but it'd be chill though. You know what I'm saying? It'd be some chill behavior.
It's always fake bougies. It ain't real black bougies. It's not a real thing in my mind.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, most of the time I'm supposed to be chilling. You know, nobody really be on that. You know what I'm saying?
I hate Soho.
Soho got the like down dress code, like dress down dress code. Like you ain't supposed to come in there like extra dressed up type shit. I had on like a sweater and like a mock neck turtleneck. Well, I had on a full turtleneck and a sweater. I was probably the most dressed person in there, but I did something before that. But either way, man, we had a good time. E was in there with her homegirl. Tina was there, and they had like a Galentine's. Y'all even know that was a thing? I keep seeing this on every fucking page. Galentine's, where like all the women just hook up and Valentine on each other or some shit.
I want to say something, but I'm not going to say that about E.
Okay.
So I'm going to keep it to myself.
Okay. Podcast.
I'm going to keep that one to myself. We'll save that for the Patreon episodes.
So I'm getting a request to do a radio show in 10 minutes. That's not going to happen. Anyway, they Galentine's thing was like a twerk class. One of their homegirls leads a dance. She got a dance studio and leads a twerk class.
You looking for a response from me that I'm not gonna give you. I'm not gonna.
I'm not looking for anything.
I'm just saying, you looking over here.
I'm not looking
like
for
I'm
anything.
Say something. Hey man, salute to them.
I'm not
What you want me to do here?
I'm not looking for anything. I wish E was here so I can mess with E about it. Because she had on her fishnet outfit.
Before the cameras came on.
Dip it, pop it, twerk it, stop it.
Before the cameras came on. First of all, salute to our guests, man. Today we got my brother Jim Webb in the building.
What up, though? What up, though?
We definitely gonna discuss.
King James.
Get into the conversations that Jim is involved in. But just before the cameras came on, what'd you say? It was King Contrarian?
Oh yeah.
So I'm not aligning myself with these. Y'all setting me up for these serves that I'm not gonna swing.
No,
I'm not swinging at these pitches.
I was just
I'm not gonna do it.
You know what I'm saying? Chief opposition. You know what I'm saying?
Chief opposition.
That's what he do.
I'm not doing it. I'm not swinging at none of these pitches. G. They all outside the plate.
Everybody knows this. Everybody's already been calling you for years. T. Renee, what up? Guys, what's good? How long y'all been calling him the pushback king?
I'm not swinging at balls. Throw me a strike and I'll swing. You can call it what you want. It's a baseball reference. That's me, another one. I'm not swinging at that. I'm not. Today, I'm just going with the flow.
What's the name used to call you the what? What was the word Buddy gave you?
Who's Buddy?
Maze.
I have no idea.
He used to call you as something. It was funny, too. It was fitting, too.
Well,
But anyway, point is, they had a little twerk class, so they came through after that. Messed with E about it a little bit. But we had a good time, man. That's all. I don't even know where I was going with that. I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, that was part of the weekend. And then obviously yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday. I watched it at the crib. I know you don't too much give a fuck. Jim, you fuck with football like that?
Yeah, I went to Soho.
Oh, you was at Soho.
all you bugettos.
Oh, so I know some other people went to Soho yesterday. I just got the phone like, yo, we went to Soho to watch the game. I know some other people that was there watching the game too. That's what's up. Was it decent?
Yeah, it was decent.
Was motherfuckers watching the game, or was it like a party with the game on?
You know what? So most of the women up there came to come see Usher. So they was there for the first, second quarter, right after.
Yeah, it was a concert with football going on for them.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Once dude went off, man, have that joint cleared out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Check, I had an interesting experience yesterday, man. I went to watch the game with the partners, right? And it's just fellowship with me because I still ain't fucking with football, right? But I stopped. They asked me to stop and grab some Italian Fiesta, right? And you know, it's Super Bowl Sunday, so Italian Fiesta has 8 million motherfuckers in Italian Fiesta. Out of the 8 million people that was in Italian Fiesta, 7,999,000 of them was non-English speaking Uber Eats drivers.
Which one? The 79th location?
No, the one over by my house, over in Hyde Park.
Okay.
Blew my mind, bro. Not that it blew my mind, because I've seen it, but I just hadn't seen it in abundance like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And legitimately, no speaking English. Like, the cashiers were struggling to get that. You know, I don't know how the Uber Eats joints work, so I'm not a professional, right? But they was trying to show their joints, but they couldn't communicate who they were picking up for. You know what I mean? It was a real interesting thing, right? And now, mind you, I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant. How they get driver's license in America?
Bro, don't even get me to start the line.
I want you to get started. That's what I did. I'm throwing you pictures. I'm throwing you pictures.
I'm like, I ain't trying to be chief op today neither. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a good question.
Listen, they rolling out the red carpet for them. They want them to be here, right? And so you want somebody to be here, you make it as comfortable for them as possible, right? The first thing they did was house them at the police stations. The police don't fuck with nobody. Y'all give up y'all whole space to let motherfuckers live here until y'all can figure out more permanent housing for them. And then you get the permanent housing, you find the money, you start giving them link cards or checks for link and all, like the little cards they giving them for food and baby supplies. Like, they land.
I'm wondering how motherfuckers got cars though. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause there's a lot of shorties that I know that ain't got a car for the first, or they can't even get like what the hell, the down payment or get a car note. So like, how somebody getting a car note because you ain't even a citizen?
Because they rolling it out for them. They want them to have it.
Again, I'm ignorant.
And the Uber shit got the program where they'll give you a car if you're gonna do that shit.
So I'm just asking what I seem to think is fairly ignorant questions. How does Uber pay? How does Uber Eats pay? Because if it's going directly to like a Zelle account, how do you get a bank account as a non-citizen? I just got questions.
I think you probably set it up to like a card.
Have somebody up on the, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should have somebody on the show that could explain the lick.
I mean, we know enough.
I want to.
We know enough.
Who knows the answer?
We know enough politicians, but ain't none of them gonna come on here and keep it a buck.
No, slide over to 2T where they, you know what I'm saying, where they got the building over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody gonna come.
Yeah, I'm really interested, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very interesting to just think about these nuances. Like, again, right? So, if I'm passing, I just got a tax form today from what's the shit I send money through my kids for? Cash App and
shit, they got all type of shit.
Yeah, Cash App and
PayPal, Current, you know what I'm saying?
whatever. It's one of the other little.
Yeah.
I don't even use these apps other than to send money to my children.
Right.
So the money that flows through is really, it ain't back and forth. It's just forth through my children. But I got a tax form for one of them apps today.
Yeah. Because a lot of people do services, like provide service, and you like, I'll send it to my cash, so like barbers or like hairstylists and shit like that. But like, I'll just hit my Cash App. But Uncle Sam trying to figure out how I'm gonna get mine through this, right? I still need to get mine. So it ain't like motherfuckers swiping the card or keeping these receipts. It's like, oh, I Zelle my barber all the time. Like, you know, I just Zelle my barber. You know what I'm saying?
But if I'm getting taxed for it, then it's a function of government.
That's what I'm saying. So they figuring out how to get through that. So they coming through that. Like, hold on, we need this Cash App tax. We need these Zelle tax.
I'm very clear.
Yeah.
But as a function of government, you have to be a citizen to abide by the rules of said government.
Man, you missing it, Joe. Like,
not for taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like they be giving people ITIN numbers, right? So if you ain't a citizen, I know that. You know what I'm saying? Because I tried to get me one of them.
But how do you do that? I need to learn that methodology as well.
On the internet, man. You know what I'm saying? For people who ain't got no Social Security card, they able to go like apply for an ITIN. Once you got that, then you could actually be a taxpayer, but you ain't got to be a citizen.
So that's like a worker's visa, a worker's permit kind of deal? Like you got X amount of months to rock like this?
No, it's, you know what I'm saying? You keep that forever, you know what I'm saying?
Really?
Until you become a citizen, yeah.
I was ignorant. I didn't know that. I'm just, again, I got questions. I don't got answers. I just was intrigued by the whole experience. Like, this is very different.
Maximilian said some of them work off other people's accounts too. You know what I'm saying? So another motherfucker they set up an Uber account for somebody else, but you just work that shit and they give you the bread type shit. You know what I mean?
Like Uber account, this dude is making $800,000 a week because there's 500,000 people driving under this one account.
He's doing drop-offs.
Uber Empire.
He's doing drop-offs on 111 and Howard Street.
You know what I'm saying? Whoever doing that is genius.
It's a hustle.
Because you really ain't got to pay the people.
Nope. I mean,
you ain't got to, but
what you gonna do?
But even if you do it on the up and up and be like, I just need 20%. You 20% from 100 niggas getting busy all day, like you Gucci. And it ain't like they gotta give you 20%. You depend on me to give you the 80. So I really, you know, I'm up.
Hey, people out here, you know what I'm saying, being inspired by Raising Canaan. You know what I'm saying? Got their own look.
Except I don't know how the app works. Well, I don't really think they could be doing two things at once. I don't really think like you open the app and it's like it gives you
one driver has
one job. I don't think you can have
jobs.
15 jobs going on at once. I don't think you can have 15 rides going on at one time.
I don't have the answers. I just had the question. Right? It was an experience. Like it was legitimately me and another one brother that was in the restaurant, and everybody else that was in there was not just they were non-English speaking, so you knew they were from other places.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it just was really an interesting experience. And Italian Fiesta was cracking. Italian Fiesta made $30 million yesterday.
Italian Fiesta always cash the fuck out, boy. Like big games, all that kind of shit. New Year's, Italian Fiesta cash out because it's fast, it's convenient, you can feed, a decent amount of people off a pizza. I love Italian Fiesta, man. It's amazing. Shout out to Herb too. G Herbo was on Drink Champs this weekend, and they asked him about like pizza. They was asking about all a bunch kind of shit about the city, and he was like, "Oh, my man came through and talking about how fat his pizza was," and he was like, "What pizza?" And he was like, "I don't know." He said it was this thick, and Herb was like, "Hey, man, look." In the city, like I ain't saying we don't eat that shit, but we don't really eat that shit. Niggas do not just eat deep dish all the time. He's like, we eat regular thin crust pizza 99% of the time. You get deep dish like sometimes. We don't just be out here going ham off deep dish. Although we've had deep dish in here a couple times. P, should we plug the people or we should wait for them to pay us?
We should wait for them to pay us.
It's a fat deep dish spot though.
We don't do that. We definitely don't do that.
It's a fat deep dish spot.
Straight up.
Boosie, what up? It's a fat deep dish spot though. But anyway, man, I just think for them people, man, it ain't that deep. It's about power. If you got the power, you can dictate whatever fucking. So it ain't gotta make sense.
So look,
you can do it if you want to.
It is that deep. And my brother over here playing Shy Brother and shit, right?
Uh-huh.
This is a conversation we have on the phone twice a week, right? And he got some interesting thoughts on the shit, and I'm gonna make him swing at the pitch I throw.
Cool.
Like, he is bullshit.
Hey, you know, I got a couple things, man. You know, you gonna have to throw a pitch.
we gonna get to that, man. Well, appreciate y'all still y'all sliding through. Miss J say the last several Uber Eats drivers I had have not been English speaking. That's true too. They be coming to my door like
I ain't gonna lie.
They can't. They don't even know the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because they make you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
right.
Here. I'll be like, this is wild shit.
I don't subscribe to Uber Eats and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's slavery personally, so I don't rock with it. You know what I mean?
It's chosen slavery. If it's slavery,
it ain't.
I don't think so, man. Some people make some bread off that shit.
No, it's absolutely slavery, and I'm saying that in the sense that when you think about employment,
sure,
right, any employer's biggest responsibility or biggest debt is his employers.
Sure.
Right, so you think about Uber, it's the largest cab company in the world. They don't own a cab.
Right.
They don't take on no responsibility for said cab.
Right.
You have an accident in your car. That's your car that you had an accident in. Your problem. Right? They don't take on none of the insurance responsibilities of corporations. It's slavery. It's the same thing with the Uber Eats deal. Right? They've moved us to a gig economy because they don't want to play the insurances. I.e., back to why we got 1 million immigrants in Italian Fiesta. I'm swinging at my own pitch. We bullshit. There's a conversation to be had here, right? And the reason why that works for those companies, because it's like slavery. It's all profit. The responsibility of whatever the insurance of whatever industry that uses those people is null and void.
Sure.
That's huge expenses off corporations, right? And because we don't have those opportunities anymore, because careers are shifting, it's like, well, I can make money here. Right, you got college graduates running around picking up McDonald's for people.
Yeah.
Like, that's insanity, man. And what we're against, for us being at the bottom of the totem pole economically, like we find and grasp it. Even like you said a minute ago, right? If you drive for Uber, you get a Uber car. You sure can if you meet Uber standard, right? So now you really a slave because you got to drive that car X amount of hours a week to meet whatever the
you got to pay for it.
Responsibility of said debt to car is. And you still got a profit. You meet debt to car first.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know what those hours require. I don't know what you make off of Uber Eats. I don't know them answers, right?
Right.
But if you get a $10 McDonald's order, what's the upcharge of getting the Uber Eats? And if it's what, $1, $2? How many hours you got? I mean, I don't know. I don't subscribe, right? I really don't. I will never get an Uber Eats. One is just absurdly lazy to me. It's just absurdly lazy, right? But two, it's like, what kind of effort do you have to put in to meet, let's say, a decent vehicle, right? A decent is what, a $400 note if it's just decent? And I'm saying, that might be dated. It might be $800. You know what I mean? How many $2 drop-offs you got to make to get to $800?
So this is what I'm saying, G. Like, a lot of people doing this shit. Motherfuckers are not doing it and not feeling like it's worth it. It's not like motherfuckers snatch them out their bed like, come do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers are choosing to do it. Like, and it's a convenience for the consumer, right? Motherfuckers pay for convenience. At this point, at this day and age, if you can make something that is a convenience to other people, motherfuckers gonna rock with it. So if a motherfucker will go to the grocery store, I hate going to the grocery store. I don't fucking like Instacart the shit, but if a motherfucker will go to the store for me and bring my groceries to my front door, holy shit, you're amazing.
That's the conversation. America masters.
Fuck up.
They do fuck up.
Yeah,
but America masters making oppression comfortable. I said America has mastered making oppression comfortable.
That's what America is.
Hence is why I'm saying it's slavery, right? You go to college for 4 years, you get a degree, you have the expectation to do whatever you have the expectation to do. It's not drop off McDonald's.
It's a flawed expectation if you know America.
Okay, I think it's a horrible construct. Somebody in the comments said Uber's a tech company that's selling data. I can't see the comments. Food is just a product. And I agree with that. But even how they make food the product, we got to think about the employment force, the working class that they're leveraging to make their data company work. 100%. And they're making it work through a construct that is slave-like.
100%. I mean, I don't disagree with the premise. I disagree of the slavery part. I used to drive for a Lyft for like, I don't know, this is probably, I don't know, 2013, 14. And sometimes I could make like $300 in a day doing that shit. I don't know if it's the same now because once the market gets...
So you was clearing 300?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's how they paying for their condo, bro.
Slavery. I'm not backing off of it. Maybe it's just contrarian too. I ain't backing off that shit. I mean, it's a flawed construct. But either way though, man, like we see, again, whatever it was, to the point Jim made, right, as a non-citizen, how do you get the whip? And like I said, it was 9,000 of them in there, right? Mm-hmm. So when you don't have, again, I don't know if you can get the IRS thing or the work permit. I don't know the exact laws around what a sanctuary city provides,
right,
in regards to having the access to workability or whatever. But just the barrier in language is going to put you in a hole in regards to getting, I don't know, 80% of the jobs in this country.
Yeah, I mean, but then, so the other thing is, man, like, you got to think about where they was at. So you mentioned Italian Fiesta. You know what I'm saying? I immediately think, it's like, okay, well, what if they was out in, like, Arlington Heights or, like, you know what I'm saying, Bannockburn or one of these other suburbs, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and they was picking up stuff. Would them folks be making them speak the language? You know what I'm saying? Would they be as accommodating as our people are? You know what I'm saying? Which is the reason why they keep being dropped off in our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if you could pull up to Karen them crib with the shit.
Exactly.
Is that rude? I see y'all laughing and shit. That's what they say in my door. They don't be saying words because they know I don't know what you're talking about, and clearly you don't know what I'm talking about. So it's just be like,
is they out delivering out in Elmhurst? You know what I'm saying, to them big old house out there?
I don't know if they pull up to Highland Park on that shit. I don't know.
I'm talking about Winnetka.
Right.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think it would be different?
Man, because, you know what I'm saying, like, them people out there got a little bit more to lose. So, you know what I'm saying, if I had a big old house out there, you know what I'm saying, I'd be wondering, like, where this motherfucker come from, right? You can't speak the language. Why is you over here in my neighborhood learning, like, the ins and outs of my
But I don't know what their recourse would be, though.
Oh, man, you see the recourse they do whenever we go to their neighborhoods and shit. Call the motherfucking police.
This nigga brought me my pizza.
Right, we laughed at that shit. I saw something online the other day, man. A white woman called the police because she said she felt threatened because a dude looked at her.
Bruh, I told you last week on the show that D.C. is introducing legislation for that to be a law. If somebody is in fear of you, they can call the police and the police will come and arrest you. You don't have to do shit. This is the mayor and a city councilwoman proposing this legislation in D.C. right now.
In black-ass D.C.
Black Chocolate City, D.C.
Whole bunch of
They're introducing legislation right now. It's all kind of shit. It was like 12, 13 things.
It was like 13 things, and all 13 of them were ridiculous. Like,
I mean, outrageous shit.
Mob action law. You remember when we were short and they put the mob action law, like, I don't know, 10 or more people or something?
Yeah. It was 3 or more.
It was 3 or more?
It was 3 or more.
Well now it's 2.
It's 2 or more in D.C. now.
Really?
Yeah, you can't even be on a date.
Right. You and your shorty going to the joint.
You can't go on dates in D.C.
I'll meet you there, baby. I will meet you there.
Yeah, it's all coffee dates. Pull up on me.
Shit is nuts, man. I do want to touch on the Super Bowl, man, a little bit before we get too deep into the rest of the conversation, man. First of all, the game was terrible. The product of football being played was fucking awful. The second half was fine. The fourth quarter was cool. The defenses played well, which I like that style of football too. I'm just as cool with a defensive game as an offensive game. But what I mean, it was terrible. I mean, them niggas was so charged up that they couldn't play the game. They were so amped that it was a Super Bowl and it's Vegas. And I get it, right? It's the Super Bowl. So I know it's going to be heightened nerves. But at some point, you got to fucking settle down and play ball, G. Them niggas was tweaking. Christian McCaffrey fumbled as soon as he got the fucking ball. He don't never fucking fumble. The Pacheco, whatever the fuck his name is, the running back from the Chiefs, don't never fucking fumble. He fumbled as soon as he got the ball. The cornerback from the Chiefs out there slapping niggas in the face right in front of the ref. Ref like, what you doing, bro? Penalty, you can't do that. This nigga Travis Kelce damn near tackled Andy Reid. It's his head coach. You so pissed off. I'm open. You hit your head coach. Like literally damn near tackled the head coach. Andy Reid, 300 pounds and 70 years old. Boy, why is you hitting him? What is wrong with you? Y'all tweaking. The nigga Dre Greenlaw, one of the best linebackers in the league from the 49ers, ruptured his fucking Achilles on a dead ball because you so charged up just to run on the field. Bro, y'all calm down, G. Like, I know you're supposed to take the field. Like when it's your turn to come, offense or defense, like you want to take the field. I get that. But not a fucking full sprint, bro. Like you sprint out there so fucking hard from the sideline. First of all, you already on the field when the punt's still going on. Can you niggas calm the fuck down and play ball? Like y'all was doing so much stupid shit. Travis Kelce was pissed off all night. Like calm down, G. They was doing so much dumb shit because they was just charged up. So that whole first half was just like, you niggas is tweaking. Can y'all please relax? I ain't like that part of it at all.
That's an interesting perspective, right? I ain't been watching football. You know that I don't pay attention at all. It's been legitimately since Cap. I ain't really sat down and really like watched it. And again, I said yesterday I went because it's the Super Bowl and you know everybody else in.
Kevin said it was an Usher concert where they played a little football.
Boycotting and I went to fellowship or whatever. But it's interesting that was your perspective. I was looking at it like one, it was a decent game to me, but it was like played in a decent context to when I was watching football. It was played very slowly, in my opinion. You know, so maybe that's the same kind of feel you have for. But I remember specifically, Travis Kelce caught a slant round. This might have been the fourth quarter or some shit, and they was talking about how fast he was, and I was looking at that shit like this white boy running in slow motion. It was just interesting to me that, in my mind, I'm like, damn, he's slow as fuck.
You talking about when he hit the ball off the sideline and he gained like 20, 25 yards?
It was close to, they was down probably 3 or something at the time. Yeah. They was like, look how fast he is. I was like, where?
Well, number one, they be on Travis Kelce dick.
I know.
But number two, he's probably the best tight end ever played the game as far as pass catching. No diss to the Tony Gonzalez, the Antonio Gates. There's some others who are also great. But Travis Kelce, when it's all said and done, his numbers are gonna be so crazy just because of the era he played in too. But also he's really good. I ain't gonna front on him. But they be jocking him like it's crazy.
I didn't get it.
Look at the way he walks. They gave this nigga credit for a fade. They said he invented the fade last week. The New York Times wrote an article that Travis Kelce invented the fade that all of us have right now.
They're erasing blackness in our face. That's why they're speaking Spanish in Italian Fiesta. We don't get how all of this is connected. I'm trying to have a conversation about that, but y'all are scared to hit the goddamn ball.
Hey.
Swing!
We can get to it. We can get to it. I really don't have that much to say about it because it's just, to me, it's just what is that. They have an agenda. This is what they're doing. They can, like, we trying to make sense of it. And I'm saying it doesn't have to make sense. They can do it because they can.
I mean, when they do it, like, it's happening on a whole bunch of different levels, right? Where it's a erasure specifically of our people more than anybody else, right?
Replacing the bottom cast.
They don't need us. You know what I'm saying? They don't need us no more. So before, you know what I'm saying, like before, what was it, like 1965? Before they had like the change in the immigration laws, right? It was mostly, you know what I'm saying, it was white folks.
It was us and them.
Black folks,
that's it.
Right?
Yeah.
Now they got a whole bunch of other folks up in here, you know what I'm saying, to be able to carry the load that we couldn't carry, right? And then on top of that, shit, they got other people up in here that look like us, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, it's like black light, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, less calories, more filling, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, they get the same thing. They get your blackness, but then it don't make you feel as guilty, right? That's on one side, but then they got, you know what I'm saying, a whole bunch of other folks that they flooding our communities with right here in our face, right? And we ain't gonna do nothing about it because we don't know much about what's happening. We ain't been nowhere. And so until like people start to really like put it out there of like this great erasure, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, it might be too late, you know what I'm saying? In a few years. We ain't go. We gonna be pop, bro.
I definitely think that's you know just what's going on. You replace the bottom cast, right? We still the bottom cast, but we come with more problems than they would prefer, right? We got expectations now, right? We got rights now. We saying shit now. We standing on business to a certain degree now. Now they like, hey, we don't ever have to address y'all, right? This idea of the reparations conversation heating up, I don't think it's a coincidence that is simultaneously happening while they are replacing that bottom caste. Y'all say we owe y'all what? Okay, we don't even fuck y'all. Okay, we'll replace y'all. You know what I'm saying? You're not happy with your place at the bottom. It's cool. We'll put somebody else at the bottom. We'll reset the rookie contract, right? It's just like they just doing it because they fucking can. And the only way to stop them from doing it is to not play their game, right? It's to drop out of the game that they want to play. It's like, as long as we play your game, then you play where the fuck I tell you to play.
Well, what's the best way to drop out this game? You know what I'm saying? Like, considering.
Not saying it's easy. Not saying we even know how, because that's all we've known. That's what we've been indoctrinated to do. That's what we've been taught to do. You're taught to go to college, and then when that's over, the expectation is you're going to get this job, you're going to work this job for 30 years, you're going to retire, you're going to die, right? That's the game that we've been taught to play. What I'm saying is, as long as you're going to play that game, then whenever the fuck they be like, we're going to move the goalpost now. So now your college degree only nets you the ability to go pick up a Happy Meal for somebody else. What the fuck you going to do if you still want to play that game, right? And then we like, it's slavery. No, you playing a dumbass game. If you choose to play it, here's how you can play it. Until I give you access to play it another way. But it's my fucking game.
So I think America, the only real color that America see is green, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like the only way to really pull out and not play the game is not to give them your green. You know what I'm saying? And the main way we give them our green, outside of all the shit we like to wear, drive, and you know what I'm saying, like most of our expenses go to like household related things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's mortgage, rent,
survival
so
shit,
on and so forth,
right?
But the main way that they tearing us off is through taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like we call levies, fines, fees, taxes, right? And it's interesting because it's something that we really don't ever pay attention to because we don't look at it as our money, right? So let's say you got a job, you know what I'm saying? You paying you know what I'm saying, you could be paying up to 25 or 33%, right? Just period at the federal level. But then think about what all you got to do at the local level. The state charge 5%, right? On your 5% income tax, period, right? Then when you're looking at like all the taxes that's associated with counties, with cities, you look at your phone bill, man, you paying all types of fucking taxes that you don't even understand. You paying a 911 tax, an excise tax, SX tax, some more taxes. When you go fill up your car, most of, you know what I'm saying, what you see at the pump is tax money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tax money and money for the roads. And you don't never know that's what is going into some big ass fund. Right. Now, you also
don't get clear roads either.
But what it is that we pay into the system, do we get that back through
No.
any forms of contracts? Do we get it back through the services? We don't.
No.
They turn around, for all the shit that this country talk about socialism, right? It's like, oh, well, we don't believe that we should be taking care of some other people, but they just fine with our money being spread to their fucking community.
Absolutely.
How do we know that that's happening? Look at minority contracting, or specifically black contracting, with the city of Chicago, with the county, with the state, and with the federal government. They don't be meeting their standards. We do not get back. They say we 14% of the population, or like when we talking about Chicago, do we get 30, 31, 32% of the contract? We don't get none of that shit, right? So with that being
Not even close.
With that being said, like, is we willing to do like a Boston Tea Party? You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what the Boston Tea Party was about.
Taxation without representation.
Right. You're like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, we not having it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point we about to send it up.
Right.
Y'all can't have our money no more.
If we could send it up in a way that would be effective and not just throw a tantrum, right? I mean, we could throw a tantrum for a day, we throw it for a few hours, then the mayor gonna raise the bridges up, you niggas can't come downtown, they're gonna send out the police, they got you there, send the National Guard down Stony Island. You know what I'm saying? We gotta figure out a way that's more than We just making some fucking noise, and damaging some shit. That's cool. You can show you're angry. That's cool. I'm cool with that as a show that we are angry. But I'm talking about the results got to be based on some other shit.
Right. And so so with the conversation, you just mentioned reparations. So I'm hearing what's been published, or like this thing is picking up steam. It's like, oh yeah, well, we want the bag. We'll figure it out after we get the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, assuming the fact that shit, you got all this tax apparatus in place.
Right.
Motherfuckers gonna go spend their money and they still got to pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't become a tax exempt people, right?
Mm-mm.
So all you're gonna do is be turning around, and even with the money you get, you're gonna be giving it back to these people in some type of way, shape, or form. So what I'm seeing is that where we should be thinking about is where we should have been at to begin with. When like in 1865, when the enslaved were so-called emancipated, right?
Mm-hmm.
We was never given the choice on whether or not we wanted to be citizens of the United States, right? Never given that choice. Because I think a lot of folks would have been like, oh yeah, well shit, you know what I'm saying? Well, what do 40 acres and a mule really look like? You know what I'm saying? So if you have self-rule, right? That changes the game. And so we ain't, you know what I'm saying, right now we not talking enough about self-rule and what that look like. How many times y'all have been to a party, you know what I'm saying, especially when we talk about people from throughout the diaspora and shit, and they get to waving their motherfucking flag in your face, right?
Yeah.
You don't see us running around waving no motherfucking American flags. The reason why is because we don't take pride in that. You know what I'm saying? It's like waving the oppressor's flag. And somebody will turn around.
The only time we care about this American shit is the fucking 100-meter dash and the fucking Olympic basketball shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's it.
That's right.
That's the only time we like, I'm American.
Right, Shikari. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's it.
But that's also very important, though, right? I think it's interesting is that's when we find that alignment, because that's when we have the context of being part of the whole, right? If you travel outside this country, you realize how fucking American you are, right? Now, in this country, you don't feel American at all. You get outside this country, you recognize very quickly, I'm a motherfucking American, right?
It has value to you then.
It ain't even about having value. The rest of that other country will let you know what it is, right? There's the distinctive understanding that you ain't us.
Oh yeah.
Right? But here, like James says, it's like waving the oppressor's flag. We in the house with we the adopted kids in the house. You know what I mean?
We the step kids staying in the basement.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
So we've never felt, and I'm not gonna go down that line, but I think this is why I brought up the Uber shit, right? In context, bro, I think the whole purpose of this conversation, this show in general, is that you can't get that uproar. You can't get that backlash. You can't get that responsive energy if you're ignorant. And I think that's largely a part of the problem. We're ignorant. I had a conversation on here the other day about, you just talked about Travis Kelce and the fade, and that's culturally, that's our shit, but it's light in context to the reality of black institution disappearing. Right? You're a student from Whitney Young. You praise being a Whitney Young graduate. Today, Whitney Young is a very white high school, right? But the mass of people, we black Chicagoans, do not talk about Whitney Young currently being a white high school. It don't even fucking matter to us. When it was a fucking epicenter of somewhere to be when we was teenagers. Right? That's not even a conversation that takes place today. The parents who had the opportunity to enroll and travel through those corridors, we ain't even giving a fuck about our children having those opportunities. Name the black high school in Chicago right now that we consider to be the creme de la, the cream of the crop. What is it? I know of one, and I know of one.
I ain't gonna you say a black one?
Yeah, I know one black one.
I mean,
it depends on what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot, because we got high schoolers. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks. You know what I'm saying? Try to get their kids over there at Kenwood, right? Depending on if you're shorty goddamn it good at a sport, you try to get them over there at Simeon.
Yeah, for sports. Right. Whitney Young is good at sports too. I ain't minimizing that. But for academics,
shout out to the girls that won city this weekend.
For academics, what is the black academic high school?
It would have to still be Kenwood at this point.
It ain't.
I don't think about
Kenwood ain't it.
I just think about like
Well, I don't know.
safety. You know what I'm saying?
De La Salle?
That's part of the conversation too. But Kenwood, De La Salle's private.
Right.
What's the public? And De La Salle ain't black either. Let's keep it a bean.
Okay, I'm just
right?
saying.
What y'all can't even name one.
I don't know what's happening at Morgan Park. Are they still a good school?
No.
Yeah, I don't really have no high school. I don't have no kids, but you know what I'm saying. So I haven't really been in the high school game like that. I don't know what's the black high school. Is Chad still busting?
What's the name of Mendel?
You know what? Nah, Brooks.
Brooks.
Oh.
That's the only one, right? And the only reason it's the only one is because it's on 111th. Let that shit have been on 55th or North. It would not be that.
Is Chad still like that? Chad's on 111 too, right?
That ain't black either. Not like we deemed the Whitney Young. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And even when Whitney Young was Whitney Young, it was Whitney Young, it was Kenwood. I can name about 4 of them. And that's not saying a whole lot in a city that has something like, 300,000 high school students or some shit, some ridiculous number. We got 4 schools to serve these motherfuckers?
So, I can't see who said it, but it said, how many black folks even know the ins and outs? Thanks, Ryan. Ray said, how many black folks even know the ins and outs of the forthcoming, like the school board, right? That's some real shit. Even your own local school council, like you can be on that shit, right? So we talk about like what's happening at these schools and what does or does not happen. You can be a part of that shit, but I don't think to Ray's point, I don't even think we know.
But that's kind of my conversation,
right?
Our ignorance,
right?
And how would you know? I said the other day on here, like when we think about the vanishing black institution, the only value of black institution in whatever capacity that institution serves in is to counter white supremacy. That's the only reason that's the only logic behind a black institution existing.
Mm-hmm.
And if that doesn't exist, then what happens?
There is no
we
counter.
align with the philosophies of white society. Hence, when we just said, man, you choosing to go to Uber, but at what cost?
I agree with that.
Right? At what cost? Hear what I'm saying? At what cost? Whitney Young is now white, right? We just said the only one's Brooks, and that's a very minimum way to look at this shit. But it's valuable because we both got high school age parents, and we start looking at this shit. You like, man, what the fuck, right? Mm-hmm. What the fuck? And my daughter goes to one of those schools that is kind of, seen as the creme de la creme, but my son don't. Mm-hmm. And I worry every motherfucking day about what happens next. Mm-hmm. Right? I know he's underprepared. Mm-hmm. Right? I also know he thinks that's the norm because everybody there is underprepared. So when I'm challenging him to do better or be more, he's like, man,
I mean the standard.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean the standard.
So for me, though, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of our institutions ain't really like talking about shit no way, right? You know what I'm saying? They not talking about independence. They not talking about self-rule. They not talking about anything like a UNO might be talking about. You know what I'm saying? So UNO teaches from a Latino-centered, like just period experience, right? None of our schools, for the most part, you know what I'm saying, like not public, you know what I'm saying, unless, so Sizemore is still open, right?
I don't know. Okay. I don't even know.
Okay, so you got Sizemore and then you got what used to be New Concept, you know what I'm saying? Those two may teach from that particular center, right? Mm-hmm. But the rest of them, they don't. So like, as our children are continuing to move through and matriculate through this system, they matriculating from like a European or Americanized standpoint, which is the reason why they don't see the importance of like anything that's going on in our communities. You know what I'm saying? They disengaged.
So again, I'm putting the onus on us and those before us too, right? Because the children are just recipients of whatever we're pushing, whatever systems we're pushing them through, right? The reason Whitney Young ain't a black school no more is our fault. That's what it is, right? And it's for that same reason. Because alignment to success looks like what? For the Whitney Young graduate that's our age. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What success look like to that human being? Mm-hmm.
Right? Get the fuck away from us.
Get the fuck away from us. Let me get to whatever the bag is, because the bag serves as the guidepost for value.
Amen.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta drop out.
Right? All I'm trying to explain, though, back to ignorance, though, back to why I push against the Ubers, back to why, not Uber, well, Uber too. Right. Uber Eats, Uber, all that shit, right? Yeah, they make it very comfortable for you to put yourself in a fucking trick bag. Mm-hmm. Right? Ray says Sizemore is open. Salute to Ray. Appreciate that. Contextually, even in regards to where I live, right? Where I live, there's like 5 level 1 schools. I'm talking about grammar schools at this point. And I'm only doing this to create a paradigm of how this exists, how we put in these trick bags. But Cottage Grove becomes the barrier to all 5 of them level 1 grammar schools. Right? So my son is the oldest, so try to get him in any of them schools, ain't nothing happening. Right? Now, all of those schools are closer to me than my actual neighborhood school.
Right. But they're
on the other side of the border. Right? My son starts excelling at basketball very early. All 5 of them schools over there start hollering at me now. Oh,
what can you do for us?
He's a special one. He has value.
Yes.
Some of them I can too, because I'm willing to negotiate too. I understand the game. Right? But I got a daughter now too. Oh, she got this part of the package.
Yeah.
Some of them wasn't willing to open up that package. We was grammar school. It ain't that serious shit. You know what I mean? So in my mind, man, fuck y'all. Right? But what's that forcing me to do? Back to taxation without representation. Right? And the taxation you can't avoid. Now I'm sending my children to private school. Where I live in a neighborhood that has 5 level 1 grammar schools. You understand what I'm saying? Think about that. I'm paying essentially college tuition with 2 children from 6. Right? And then because of who I am, I put them in black-centered kind of schools. At least they're marketed as black-centered. But if I dig deep, that's not what that was either. Right? It's kente cloth and all that shit. Right? It's black-facing. You know what I mean? And I've had to have, not had to have, but I've had conversations with my children early on about challenging certain ideas that came from those institutions. You know what I mean? Because this ain't, they said what? They said what up there?
So
I'm not going for that shit, but I'm me. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Every parent ain't me.
Where you going with it too?
Right? Every parent ain't me. Right? But these kids are the leaders of the next generation. Right? And if their understanding of blackness is only black facing, we're seeing what happens. Black won't exist. Travis Kelce created the motherfucking fade, goofy.
But see,
What up, Q?
Us understanding that's going on, right? You know what I'm saying? And that means that we need to retreat back into what everybody else already doing, right? Race ain't real. We know that race ain't real. Race came into play after the Bacon's Rebellion back in the 1600s, right? So it's imaginary, right? What is real is ethnicity and nationality at this point, right? And we see that all through this motherfucker, right? Especially with the new people that's coming in. You know what I'm saying? They don't be talking about, like black and brown, you know what I'm saying, or brown people. They really be, you know what I'm saying, it's really about they ethnic group or like some other tie that they have, whether it be language or whatever the fuck else, right? And so what's our tie? You know what I'm saying? What keeps us all together? You know what I'm saying? Well, the thing is, all of our ancestors actually went through a particular experience together that, you know what I'm saying, that my brothers called the Ma'afa. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, my people have been here since before 1865. You know what I'm saying? I could take brothers down to one of the graveyards in Mississippi where we got people that's buried, you know what I'm saying, that was born before 1865. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, if that's what ties us together, we're gonna have to come together before it's too late. And to be able to put that type of consciousness around, like, and let that speak for your economics is gonna be important. Because in a few years, and I'm talking about real soon, you know what I'm saying, we about to find out what time it is. I grew up gang banging, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if you got, if it's 8 of us and it's 2 of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't finna be on nothing, man, because we'll serve y'all ass, you know what I'm saying? But if it's 4 of y'all and it's 6 of us, or let's
now it's getting a little even.
Right, you know what I'm saying? They gonna pull it. You know what I'm saying? If it's 4 of us and it's 6 of them, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shit,
we right that.
2 of them motherfuckers by yourself, you know what I'm saying? You can whoop 2, all of us gonna be fighting 2, you know what I'm saying? And if we good with hands, oh man,
now we got
they ain't finna stand a chance. They finna get whooped. And that's, we about to be the 6 motherfuckers, right? And we gonna have 4 that we gonna have to go against it real soon. And we gonna find out how tough we really is.
Yeah, a lot of times you gotta be forced into action, right? Like you gotta get so uncomfortable where you don't have a choice but to do something else. And I don't think for whatever reason, we haven't gotten that uncomfortable yet. Even in the face of all the shit that we got to deal with, the poverty and food deserts and poor school, all that shit, it hasn't been so uncomfortable to us that we've chosen to do something else. I think it's going to get that way. When they replace you with a whole nother group of motherfuckers from wherever the fuck they want, and it's like, hey, we got to do something different. But right now, we still a ways off from collectively rallying around a singular point like that. We can collectively rally the fuck around the Usher concert, right? Every black motherfucker in the country was for the Usher concert, myself included. I'm not knocking anybody for that, right? And he snapped. And shout out to my first wife, Alicia Keys, because she snapped too.
So when she took that thing off, like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
Alicia Keys look just like my cousin. I can't even find her attractive because she looks so much like my
Well, can you introduce me to your cousin?
No, she's married.
Okay. So Alicia Keys.
That anyway.
She's my first wife.
Well, you can have Alicia. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Got nothing to do with my
People was like, hey, Swiss. They was like, I couldn't be Swiss. I couldn't be Swiss because Usher was pressing up on her a little bit. Like, it's a show.
I seen the meme this morning, man. They had put the microphones on them with the McDonald's, you know what I'm saying, outfits. They like, yeah, this how the nigga be up on your chick at work.
Hey, facts. It was dope though. He snapped. Shout out to Usher, man. That was a dope show. He did his thing, man, for sure.
You were saying we can align around the Usher concert.
We can align around that, but I don't know that we're in a space yet to where we can align around this kind of shit. Because I still think, to the point you make often too, you can't rebel against that in what you love. I still think we love this shit. Like, we still love the game, right? Even though, shout out to Money Mitch, the game don't let me back. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we still love the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if I stop playing, they gonna still love me? Will they still chill? You know what I'm saying? It's like, they don't love you now, my G. You know what I'm saying? But the thrill of the chase and also the sincere ignorance of other options.
Yeah, I kind of, you know what I'm saying, as I'm thinking about this as you talking, man, I'm just thinking about, like, how Neo became unplugged from the Matrix, right? You know what I'm saying, at first. And he realized that the Matrix really was like, y'all really just being harvested, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, all you motherfuckers is asleep, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the real reality, you know what I'm saying, it's a whole lot harder, right? And so, like, the truth of the matter is that, like, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, they ain't gonna make it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But for the ones that is in light, you know what I'm saying, it's our duty to like be a lot more intentional in how we move it, right? Because that's what's gonna set the tone for the mob.
I think it's incumbent upon, I agree 100%. It's incumbent upon those who know and want something different to just align and do something different, right? I've been saying a lot lately. I don't know what first struck me to say this, but if it's not aligned, it's not a loss, right? And I think we be so afraid to lose shit, even if it don't align with us. If it ain't aligned, it ain't a loss, bro. So just let that shit go. It'll be perfectly fine, right? You'll build something else. But I think trying to convince everybody to do it, it's like, you just yelling at motherfucker. Nobody hear that shit, right? Find people who also think like you, who are aligned, and then just build something else. So you talk about Monique sitting down with Shannon Sharp.
I don't want to do that right now.
I do, because it fits.
We only got like 10 minutes, dog. Let me. I'm gonna bring this in. If it's more important to do Monique, we roll with Monique. I ain't tripping.
It fits.
But check out. I hear y'all, and I agree with the alignment. I think we're steeped in ignorance. I think the concept and the conversation is identity based. Part of the reason why it's important to have Jim on here today is we've been having this conversation about the value of Mississippi.
Yeah.
Right, specifically, and you brought that up real quick. And because we only got 10 minutes, I don't want to miss out on how important that shit is, because for me, that's one of those anchoring points around identity.
Why do we only have 10 minutes?
Because they was over there shouting they only got 10 minutes.
I saw them say that, but I
we
agree.
can break the rules. You're right.
I'm saying, why does this show have to be over in 10 minutes? Can somebody tell me that? I thought y'all had a real reason. I'm dead ass.
We gangsters, man. We talking.
Well, we all ain't gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You guess what it be, nigga? This is
nah,
the most
this ain't-
schedule keeping nigga I know.
I'm just
I
saying,
appreciate y'all keeping us on. I just,
y'all
you know,
be using that word.
I know we had a hard stop for a reason.
Motherfuckers from out south be loving that G shit. Gangsters. No, we all ain't gangsters, bro.
This man, tell me about Mississippi.
He's like, I'm a gangster, nigga.
I thought the nigga had something to say about
Right,
it.
you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know.
He said, don't be calling everybody gangster.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you know what I'm saying? You got moles and lords. Too,
Oh,
man.
you got moles
Westside
and
niggas
lords,
always,
too.
man. Tell me about Mississippi, Westside nigga.
All right. All right, so number one.
Hell
man,
no. That's some Chicago shit right there, boy.
Man, you know, I'll be that's good shit, man. Like, bro, we don't even say that. That's some outside shit. Anyway,
All right, Lord.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Because KG is Lord, he Lord everybody.
From South Carolina.
Ain't man, he
Hey, Lord, cool out, Lord.
Hey,
Cool out, Lord.
real quick, you know what I'm saying?
Him and Paul Pierce got that podcast. Paul Pierce be 100 Lords a show. Cool out, Lord.
I'm so glad that he able to just be his real self now.
KG don't give a fuck, Joe.
But yeah, nah, man. So I don't know really where I guess I had to start with my old man. You know what I'm saying? So my old man ended up moving up here in his 20s, right? From Mississippi. So my whole daddy side of my family moved up from Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? In the 60s and the 70s, right? Englewood. My mother's side moved from Mississippi in the first Great Migration. And like, if you talk to a motherfucker from Chicago that's black, when they talk about where they people came from, is 9 times out of 10, I ain't gonna say 9 times out of 10, a lot of times you hit Mississippi, right? All right, so right now, Mississippi is the blackest state in the Union, right? And going all the way back, you know what I'm saying, 150, 200 years, it's typically been one of the blackest, or if not the blackest state by percentage in the entire United States, right? A few years back, man, you know, me and my brother too, we was, you know what I'm saying, we was just talking about like percentages and this whole thought about like a black state theory, right? Being able to prove out the fact that if we had control of resources of a state, specifically, you know what I'm saying, the military, right? That, you know what I'm saying, that might be able to change things. And also using it within the context, you know what I'm saying, that this whole city-state strategy shit did not work for our people as they continue to move out the South. So whether or not they moved to Detroit, Los Angeles, Oakland, Chicago, Milwaukee, wherever, you know what I'm saying, like whenever we took a step forward, right, we always was surrounded by white folks, right, who kept us from being able to actually tap into the bag, right? Chicago at one point was like 40-something% black, right? So it was, we was the majority minority in this motherfucker with a black mayor and everything. Right. And a white city council kept that nigga from doing what he really wanted to do, right? From the state level, every time you talk to a state rep, state senator, you know what I'm saying, like we get some money, right? For our homies to get stuff done, but by and large, the rest of the state keeps Chicago in check, even though Chicago is the economic engine of this motherfucker, right? So with that being said,
2 states, Chicago and then South I-80.
Right, and then and the first thing that niggas be hollering about like down south is like, oh man, they racist as hell down there. But it's like, hold on, as soon as you get out of motherfucking Chicago, bro, where you at? You know what I'm saying?
In
like
the country.
You in the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you acting like Chicago, like Chicago is a city, but the rest of the state is Mississippi, right?
South I-80, you in another world.
Shit, you in some of these suburbs, they ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? I had arrest on my record. You know what I'm saying? From up in the north suburbs, and they was like, man, they arrested me for bullshit.
For sure.
He was like, yeah, you don't like it? Stay your black ass in Chicago. And I swear to God, that's what they told me, right? Before they took me into the station. That being said, Mississippi, right, has some of the most arable land in all of the United States. The Delta, you grow anything down in that motherfucker, to the point that like there's been a consolidation of farms, you know what I'm saying, and people from like South Africa that are like white corporations from South Africa, Afrikaners are like partnering to like buy land all through the Delta. right? Now, when you got your own land, or like when you got your own country, the first thing that you use to be able to like build your wealth is what's ever inside of that land.
Absolutely.
Whether it's mining, whether it's agriculture, or
Absolutely.
whatever else. So what I'm saying is, if that's our home, right? Because we be quick to be hollering like we want land so bad as a people, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you might holler what block you from. You got motherfuckers
Right.
from this city to be, you know what I'm saying? They so attached to where they from. Oh man, I'm West Side, I'm South Side, blah 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 blah. You're like, you'll claim a block, you'll claim a neighborhood that you didn't build, a side of a city that you didn't build because you want to be attached to land so bad, right? But here it is, like where we really came from, right? You don't want to claim that. You don't want to reclaim that. Your family might got land down there, and you don't want, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to go down there because in your mind,
I'm from Crenshaw Mafia.
right? You know what I'm saying? Like shit, I'm whatever. I ain't even gonna stop.
I'm just saying.
I'm about to go there, man. But, you know, the thought process is that in our lifetime, we should seriously consider proving out a theory of being able to take control of the resources of a particular state. So it was a book that came out a few years back by this liberal dude, Charles Blow. You know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm saying, it came out after me and my brother was having our conversations about this same exact thing called The Devil You Know. They got a documentary out right now called South to Black Power, where he talking about it from like I would say like trying to pull the levers of the system that's in place, like, oh, y'all just need to move back south, but not with the intentionality, like, okay, well, this is where we got numbers, right?
Right.
And we could actually tip the scales pretty quick here.
Right.
Case in point, between 1940 and 1970, in the second Great Migration, 1.1 million black folks moved from out the South to this city, right? If we had half that amount, if we had a quarter of that amount of black folks
Go back.
move to Mississippi alone right now,
With the shared agenda.
with the same with an agenda, we would actually have the majority of the state, right? And whenever the crackers decide what it is that they want to pull, because they like to gerrymander shit, they really decide what it is that we gonna do.
Yeah, you gotta be very clear that whatever we build, they are going to come for it. So you gotta be able to protect it. Like that's just part of it.
I got this thing I've been telling people, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Donald Trump was talking about like shithole countries, and so like all these shithole countries that we watch other black folks, well, and I say shithole just with, you know what I'm saying, quotation marks, right? That black folks come from, they be real quick. The way they motherfucking flag, be like, nigga, I'm from here. Soka, whatever. Right? I'm saying, and I'm not doing it. That's where you get a flag party. You know what I'm saying? And like, they country may have not even contributed what it is that our people have contributed, like within this motherfucker.
Of course not.
So I could like think about if
we built this shit.
If we broke off from this bitch, right, to something like we just gonna call it Stankonia, right? You know what I'm saying? Like think about how lit Stankonia would be. You know what I'm saying? Think about it.
Overlit.
Man, look, you know what I'm saying, gonna have, we already know what it's gonna have the best of, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna have, and this, you know what I'm saying, I'm being ignorant, but I'm being serious though, right? We're gonna have the best strip clubs. We're gonna have the best motherfucking food.
Best food, best music, best women.
All that
best
shit,
style, fashion.
Motherfuckers gonna be dipped. You know what I'm saying? Think about this. Man, if they, even more than this, like that, people be running down to Jamaica, man, for sex tourism. You know what I'm saying?
Down in the valley where the girls get naked.
Women and men. You know what I'm saying? They running, the chicks running down there to get their groove back. You know what I'm saying? And then you got, you know what I'm saying, like, you got dudes running up. Well, dudes really running to Columbia now, but whatever, right?
No,
so
for real, but
like, do you think that we would be able to sustain tourism? I think without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because our culture is so strong, right, that if we pulled out from this motherfucker, if we pulled out, that the magic of America would be gone.
Or even, do we even want to, right? Do we even want the tourism aspect of it? Or if we do, we gonna tax the hell out of you. I mean, you go back to this tree shit. If you from around here, cool, I'll give you a play for this number. You come from way the fuck wherever, that number you're gonna get a different number. You know what I'm saying? So you can come through if you want, but this what it costs for y'all. If you ain't from Stank on you, if you ain't helped build this shit, if you ain't with it, it's a different number for you.
The other thing is that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of this stuff has precedent, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, the indigenous peoples, you know what I'm saying, and all they different nations, right? They got their own land. They have self-rule. So, you know what I'm saying, they got their own police.
Sovereign.
Right, they are sovereign, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we the only, like, it was 3 major groups that actually helped build this country. You know what I'm saying? When you run out in the Williamsburg, Jamestown to the museum, they got the Pilgrim, they got the African, and they got the indigenous person. Mm-hmm. 2 of them folks got self-rule. We the only motherfuckers that's actually still colonized,
100%.
right? That being said, if we had self-rule, you know what I'm saying, like, and we was able to have our own money, right? Then we could do what every other group did as they come here, right? When they come, waving their flag, they you know what I'm saying, they here, this the casino. America is the casino. They able to come in, take some of their winnings, send it back to the crib, right? Yeah. So, who's to say that, you know what I'm saying, like, as we come into the casino, right? You can have dual citizenship, but as you making your money, you can send that back to Stank on you. You know what I'm saying, for the people that's there and that's chosen.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I think as a people, we need to really start to get serious about who we are, why we are, you know what I'm saying, and like the world that's around us. Because if we don't do it quick enough, we gonna lose all claim to land rights. Because you have some motherfuckers that don't know, and they'll trade.
Oh yeah.
They'll trade our, you know what I'm saying, they'll trade our sovereignty for a bag, when the actuality is, shit, if we had sovereignty,
the bag would be unlimited.
They still gotta send money. Mm-hmm. They send all type of money over to Ukraine, to Israel. Goddamn it, they send money, they send damn near $1 billion to Nigeria a year. Did y'all know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Shit, so like we can't get no aid package. You know what I'm saying?
This what I'm saying on the piece about, and I know Boosie been on this in terms of, you know, the farming and the land. If we get on that with just the people that's on it, we don't have to convince everybody to do it, right? And that's the piece I was talking about with the Monique and the Shannon Sharp shit. She pissed at Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. And cool, rightfully so. She got her gripe with them. But what I'm saying is, if you are a like-minded individual, you Monique, you Cat Williams, the more productive thing would just to be to get on y'all. Like, you're not don't try to run the race with them people. They on some different shit. They not aligned with what you on. They've shown you that time and time again. You got a whole audio of this nigga admitting that he smoked you and he should apologize to you, but he won't do it and he won't make it right. Like, fuck them people. That's what they own. Like, that's the race that they've chosen to run. And I don't know that there's enough talking to in the world that's gonna get them to run a different race. But those of us who want to run a different race, build with them people.
I think there's a bunch of conversations to have around that conversation Monique had with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
I think what's distinctively different about Monique's conversation with Shannon Sharp versus Cat Williams' conversation with Shannon Sharp is that Cat Williams has what James is talking about, self-determination. He could sell out that arena without the need of or the TV show or the NBC. I'm self-sustained.
Right.
I can create industry on my own. Monique doesn't have that ability. Right. This, and going back to why Monique has a logical gripe, is part of my issue with the whole conversation we've had today is that we have an addiction to celebrity.
Yes.
And the reason we have an addiction to celebrity is because that's what we deem as successful.
Exactly.
And what we deem as successful goes back to the conversation you said I always had, which you can't revolt against that and what you love. Not knocking any celebrity, any entertainer, I don't know them people. We don't know them people, right? But the depths of their understanding is usually only permitted to go beyond, to the extent of whatever that talent is. You step outside this box of what we say you could do and be, we shut that shit the fuck up, we cut your water off, right? And because we desire to have our water on, back to Mississippi, you kind of bypassed this part of it. What James talked about was the social political aspect of what the value of Mississippi is, right? So a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to go to Mississippi. I was under the mindset that I had been to Mississippi before as a young kid. I was wrong, right? And I think I had this kind of jaded view because I thought I'd been there. It was Alabama that I actually went to, right? I had a spiritual experience when I touched down in Mississippi that I can't say I've had anywhere else in this motherfucking country. And the way I'm explaining it might sound ignorant. It is ignorant. But the reality of it is I had the experience, right? I think I told you, it was like, brother, you could feel the slavery. Right? And maybe it wasn't the slavery that I was feeling. Maybe it was a connection that I was feeling.
Yeah, the spirit of the ancestors. You can feel that shit.
And for me, I think this journey is a spiritual one. Like I'm not controlled by the bag per se, right? Part of it, I'm a creative, I'm an artist, I'm guided by different shit. I always have been, right? I think that I can kind of call capital to me when I need it in the way I need it. You know what I mean? I believe I'm that connected to.
Yeah, I think you can manifest anything.
Right? I manifest the shit when I need it the way I need it. But my guidepost has always been whatever this energy in me is to create. You know what I mean? And I think that spiritual connectivity is part of this. Like, again, we could break down every branch of this tree and look at every illness in our community, right? There's not an illness in our communities that would not exist with the eradication of white supremacy. I don't believe it to be true.
I agree.
Right? So we start looking at youth violence. When we start looking at the kind of, we just had the conversation last week about the shorties that killed the shorties downtown in midday. You know what I mean? Like, again, I don't know what the shorties did that got killed. I'm not exonerating them because I know the culture. But as an adult man with an 18-year-old child, seeing them kids down the street hurt me. To have the kind of coldness and brazen hearts that those kids have to murder in the way that they murder. Their brother hurts me. Like physically hurts me, right? But let's keep it a beam. A lot of why that shit is normalized is because there's a culture attached to capital. There's a culture attached to the value of black death. There's greater value in black death than there is in black life.
For sure.
And because we so attached to the bag, it is the God. You know what I mean? So it's like you said, we need this connectivity to land. So we do all that, and then be clear, nigga, God, land, humanity, all of them is connected. Right? There's motherfuckers right now saying, white folks in the spirituality realm, like, take your shoes up, put your feet in the dirt, feel connected.
Yeah.
Motherfucker was online the other day, attached his hand to some electric shit because he put his foot in the fucking dirt, turning on lights and shit.
Grounding.
Right? It's interconnected, right? So because we so infatuated with the idea of whiteness, because it ain't even the bag for me, G. Like you said, the land provides resource. The bag is just a fucking resource. And it's only a resource, at least in leveraged in this way, to get to the amenities that you deem to give you value. Right? Ain't that wild? Like I heard this story the other day, right? Fisherman out on the boat, white businessman walks up to him, like, man, how many fish you catch a day? He's like, about 10. He's like, how long you out here for? He was like, I don't know, 2 hours or so. He was like, man, if you just could increase your work time to XYZ, you can catch this many fish. And then you can sell this fish to the market. Over time, you can create a staff to fish with you. You can hire all this, da-da-da. And dude said, okay, so once I do all that, what's the end goal? He said, then, as you build industry, you make enough money, you can go back to spend the rest of your day with your family and do whatever you want to do. He said, with these 10, I do the same shit.
I told you I might have 2 hours.
I might have 2 hours and I do all the shit you said to me to go catch 100,000 fish. I do now with catching 10.
We don't understand what this fucking purpose, what this life is, man.
So that's the other thing. Like you said, so like if somebody y'all know was in an abusive ass relationship, y'all would not be like, oh yeah, stay with that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like whether it was a woman abusing a man or vice versa, right? Y'all be, yeah, stay with him.
Right.
He's like, no, get away from that motherfucker as far as you can.
Move
right?
around.
So why as a people, why do we stay in this abusive ass relationship that we got with this particular country?
That's what I was saying about the ignorance of options. I don't think we know. I don't think we know what else we could fucking do. He was born getting smacked.
Same reason an abusive person stays in the relationship.
Yeah.
Fear. Self-doubt. Lack of self-love. Insecurity. Which is why I'm the Dave Chappelle of the group. I'm the victim blamer. I have very little sympathy for a lot of that type of shit. I say it all the time. You attract the energy that you are, right? Somebody said a while ago, like, you know, motherfuckers talk about what's that shit with the little colloquialism? They be like, you reap what you sow, and you're gonna pay for whatever you do. Karma. All right. It's like, what the fuck is? And he's like, I don't believe in karma because what happened for white folks with slavery? Well, it would only be karmic if the motherfucker that you did it to felt wronged. Maybe we don't even feel fucking wronged.
Not in the real way.
Nah, because if we did, you know what I'm saying, like a motherfucker.
If I wronged you right the fuck now, you would
a motherfucker would turn up like how they turn, like how the mother shorties turned up on them shorties downtown. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, I'm gonna give y'all some shit my daddy gave me as
wrong,
shorty, G. Right, and I say this all the time. We laugh, you like I grew up gang banging. I say that black people in America, at some form of fashion, everybody from the hood. It ain't too much escaping that shit, right? My father used to hit me with this line, and my father was an entrepreneur. My father always taught me how to hustle. One of the first lessons he gave me about getting money was, whenever you fuck somebody, make sure they like it. Because the plan is to keep fucking them. Don't fuck them over to the point they know they're getting fucked over.
No.
Fuck them over so they like it.
Yeah.
Ain't no response to getting
they
fucked.
Spinning, nigga, they spinning. They spinning, nigga, they spinning.
There is no response to that. You like it.
Yeah. Can't revolt against that. What you love, man.
It's some wild shit, man.
We gotta go, man. Appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Shout out to everybody that checked in on the comments. Shannon was good. T. Renee was good. Maximilian, Candace, Gardis, Ray. I saw all y'all checking in. Mom, appreciate y'all, man. We'll be back for another edition of Urban 2 Relationship Friday edition. Will be out on Friday. The official Dirtbag Patreon show will be out as well. Make sure y'all check out the website, check out the merch. We appreciate y'all for rocking back. Love to be back live with y'all. Super enjoying that. So thank y'all for tuning in. I'm always love, bro. Always good to chop it up with you. Thanks for taking the time, my brother. Love that hoodie too. We was talking about flag. We had to make our own flag. You know what I mean? Like that's.
Yeah, I don't even fuck with this flag though. I just got it because it's.
You don't like it?
Man,
why not?
Because, you know what I'm saying, like, how you gonna flip, you know what I'm saying, like...
Flip the American flag into that?
Yeah, man, I'm decent, you know what I'm saying, but, the red, black, and green, man, I was like, fuck, I'm gonna go and grab it. They got something on the back that I like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, either way, man, it's always dope to chop it up with you. Super appreciate you taking your time, man. You want to give anybody your socials if you want to follow them, or you want to keep it low?
You know what? So we doing something called the Sankofa Wellness Village, man. I want to plug the K Chicago, something I'm developing on Madison and Cosner. It's offices, it's retail, it's co-working. It's gonna be a cafe. So you know, go to thekchicago.com, sign up. You know, we'll be pushing out content and resources for people to be able to tap into. Our mission, man, is to heal and build the African American community, so they could better compete in global markets. So, man, we need to really be thinking about how we gonna do that powernomic shit in real time globally.
Anything we could do to help us that continues to develop, just holler at us. You know, always got a spot here, man. But we'll see y'all next time. Shout out to Ron, shout out to P. You brothers is dope. Shout out to E. That sister is also dope. For 2, my name is Herb. Y'all be good to each other. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum.
Sound 4 in the door. Don't piss them off.